So you got consistency problems, huh? Let me help you out with that. I remember quite well when I first uploaded my very first video on my channel that I kept questioning every single little detail for almost 2 weeks, which prevented me from uploading the video in the first place. And I realized after that I was simply scared to do so because I was concerned about being judged, which obviously didn't happen. To simply say, your consistency problems come down to one of these things that I will mention in this video. Let me show you what I mean. At the very bottom of the chart, you will see your brain. And after a while, your brain will have rather a question or an action that you will need to do or answer. And out of this question or action, you will get one of 6 possible answers. Let me show you what they all are. In the middle of the chart, you will see word answering or doing. Well, normally your brain doesn't really ask this question. Normally it's done automatically. You'll go from a question or an action to one of these 6 answers. First, we will cover all the scenarios where the answer is practically yes, that it needs to be done, but something happens. The first scenario is the most straightforward, where you answer or do. This is very straightforward. You just don't really think about it and you just answer the question or you do the action. At the bubble under there, we have overcomplicating it or procrastinating on it. Overcomplicating a question or action simply comes down to perfectionism, which, fun fact, also leads to procrastination anyway. That's why you understand bubble in the first place. As for procrastination, there are many reasons why you procrastinate. But by far the most common reason I've seen is simply because it's too difficult to get started. The second reason for perfectionism that I have seen is what I like to refer to as a chronicle overthinker. To simply explain, you think way too much and do way too little. The fix is very ironic because you just have to put yourself out there. The mistakes are inevitable. You're gonna do it anyway. So why not just roll with it? Why are you thinking so much about being so perfect about everything? Why are you so concerned about being judged all the time? Well, in reality, the people who judge you are very likely worse at it than you are. Doesn't really make sense, does it? The core of this message is you might as well just roll with it. There's no need to be concerned about these judgments. Begin from the beginning and get good at it. Because if you struggle with perfectionism, you're likely a beginner. At the very bottom of the yes section, we have it needs to be answered or done, but you cope. This one is interesting. Because the reason why we cope is often one of 3 possible reasons. The first is fear, the second is nervousness, and the third is because of comfort. The good news is these can all be overcome. And the answer to all 3 of these are the exact same. Literally the title of this video. Just do it. The concept of fear specifically, it's almost superficial in a way, if you think about it. Yes, you feel it, it's real, but if you look at it from a very logical standpoint, you are afraid to commit to what you wanted to do in the first place. Sounds kind of strange, doesn't it? Why are you scared of your own desires? You're gonna need to do it anyway. Just do it. Fear and nervousness are both feelings that just pass. As for being comfortable, I will ask you this question, which will answer everything for you. Is being comfortable worth the sacrifice of the thing you wanted? Is the thing you're comfortable with worth it? To sacrifice the things you could get from doing the action or answering the question you wanted? If the answer is no, remove the comfortability and move on. Now we're going to look at the section where the actual answer is no, but rather you don't do it or you do it, but because of the wrong reasons. Let's cover this. At the top right, we have don't answer or do it. You simply don't answer or do it and don't really think about it anymore. Very straightforward. Under that, we have called that it needs to be done or answered when not needed. The reason why you have this one specifically is likely because of fear. How to deal with fear? We explained it earlier in the section. It's the exact same approach. And at the very bottom, we have believe it needs to be done or answered when not important. But they may sound the same, but there's actually a significant difference. If something is not needed to be done, that means it's not relevant to the thing you're trying to do. And it's not important. It has to be done, just not at this point of time. As for the reason why you have this particular problem, it's often because you're misinformed or lost in what you're trying to do. You're a chronicle overthinker, or you're a perfectionist. The last two we have already covered. As for being misinformed or lost, the answer is very straightforward. Research. If you paid close attention to this video, you have noticed that there are only two reasons why you struggle. The first one is a type of excuse to procrastinate. As for the second one, it's often an emotion or a mindset that you're stuck with. The first one is actually pretty simple. There are actually two very small, stupid tricks that are so effective that I am surprised almost no one talks about. The first one is the 5-minute rule. You've probably heard of it before. For the people that don't know what the 5-minute rule is, it's very simple. Commit to this activity or this question for only 5 minutes, and the momentum will keep you moving forward. As for the second one, just command your body to physically do the things you need to do to get there. It sounds funny, but this actually works. Let me tell you what I mean. If you, for example, need to go to work, literally command your body to get out of bed and just command your legs to move through your routine to grab the things. Tell this in your mind visually that you need to do these things, and you will just get there. If it comes down to your feelings and your mindsets, it's a simple mindset shift for both of them. You're gonna need to learn to accept that you're a beginner right now and you won't get good for a while. These judgments or fears that you feel, they pass. Okay, just focus on mindfulness and you will be fine. As for perfectionistic behavior, it simply comes down to realizing that you're not as great as you think you are. You're fundamentally, likely speaking, a beginner. If you expect to be perfect, nothing will be done. Just roll with the struggles. It's fine. Even though it's sometimes a little bit difficult and sometimes you come across roadblocks, which we all fundamentally do, you're gonna need to keep moving forward to reach your ideal self. And that is the end message I want to give for this video. Pursue your ideal self and keep moving forward.